When you're inside of your business, it's so hard to try to see those things and to make those decisions. That's why you always need outside help.
So we have built teams for them from scratch, and operations, everything that is involved.
This is quite a new area. And if you are approaching these things with the old style corporate approach, it's simply not working.
You're giving basically the job to the wrong person. And that's when you're going to get bad results, and you're going to think it's the person.
I really recommend, if you have some area that you need to be done professionally, go to the agency. The success of any business is the people who are building those businesses.
It was just organic demand from the sellers that we have been working with.
At what point do you think somebody is ready to start employing someone? Welcome to Power Your E-commerce Business, the go-to series for busy entrepreneurs like you. Product research, sales, marketing, branding, shipping and logistics. We share knowledge and information every week from top experts serving the MENA region to help you power your e-commerce business. You know, in your e-commerce journey, you're gonna get to a point where you need more people to help you better manage your e-commerce store or your Amazon store. That's why in this episode of Power Your E-commerce Business, I'm interviewing Oxana and Anna from ScaleJet. ScaleJet is an HR agency that is specialized in helping e-commerce as well as Amazon sellers basically find team members, the right team members, so that you can expand your business and have more people in your team, so you can focus on the things that you are good at and the things that can help you expand your business. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you like everything and anything related to Amazon and selling online. And also, if you want to learn how Amazon Sellers Society can work with you so you can start your very own Amazon business, then all you need to do is to check out our website, www.assmiddleeast.org/sell, book a consultation call with one of my team members so that you can understand a little bit more about all of our programs. And if you want to learn how to sell on Amazon in the UAE and Amazon KSA and do this business on your own, then you can go to /join. Let's get started. Anna, Oksana, I'm so excited to have you on the channel. And we're going to be discussing a lot of things, and we're going to be providing a lot of insights for e-commerce and Amazon sellers all over the world. But just to give a brief introduction about what you guys do, you are an HR partner agency for e-commerce sellers. The fact that ScaleJet, the company that you both have founded, is an HR agency is something I'm sure very odd for a lot of e-commerce sellers, because normally when you think about e-commerce and about selling on Amazon, you think it's not going to have a traditional corporate structure. So before we get started and before we dive deeper into why you need to employ people, should you employ a VA or should you have an actual team, and when? Give me a little bit of an introduction about ScaleJet and what you guys do.
We, with Oksana, have founded ScaleJet a long time ago, and this actually happened in a very natural way. This is not something that we were planning for a long time. It was just an organic demand from the sellers that we have been working with, and we also know a lot of sellers from different markets. So it just happened. We just started receiving many requests to help to understand, realize how to hire people at all. And as you are saying, Crystal, when, why, and how to properly approach it, right? So basically, this is how it started. And we are very happy that having the experience, our experience, we are able to address it on a very, very high level. What does it mean? It means that we have on our own with Oxana been working with e-commerce businesses as operational managers in a big businesses with millions of revenue in different spheres. And we know what we are talking about. So we have built teams for them from scratch, operations, everything that is involved, like step by step. So this is like our unique, asset that we are bringing to the market, and we are extremely happy to do that for people and for the business owners. So I also jumped a little bit, too fast into that.
No.
And also wanted to thank you really, Crystal, for having us today. It's always such a huge pleasure talking to you because such a huge value that you're bringing also and sharing to people. This is, this is the best thing people can do in their lives. And this is the same, approach that we can also see for ourselves. So we're really happy talking to you today. And this is it from my side.
That's very sweet of you. Thank you so much. You guys know how much I am like really fascinated by ScaleJet and what you guys are doing. So let's get stuck into it, Oxana. Normally when you think you want to help an e-commerce brand or an e-commerce seller, you think like maybe PPC ads if somebody's selling on Amazon, maybe, I don't know, add a virtual assistant or whatever. So you guys focused on HR. I know this is a very big pain point for anyone who wants to, let alone an e-commerce business, any business. You always hear it's very hard to attract talent. It's very hard to validate if, because a CV is always lovely and wonderful and nobody says anything bad on their CV. So it's always hard to get somebody that, you're able to hand over your company to, or at least a part of the company. So let's approach it with, first and foremost, when is somebody ready? At what point do you think somebody is ready to start employing someone as part of their team?
Sure. So yeah, Crystal, thank you for having us from my part as well. I want to echo what you've said in the beginning, that e-commerce businesses, this is quite a new area. And if you are approaching these things with the old style corporate approach, it's simply not working. So you need to understand that it's a new way of doing business where the businesses are growing in a very fast, disruptive way. So starting a business from the idea to having millions in revenue in e-commerce business is quite possible in a couple of years, while in the past, with the corporate structures and everything, it took decades to build. So, and it's absolutely different. And then the way that our world is functioning right now with all the communication possibilities that we have, and e-commerce businesses have opportunity to hire from all over the world. That is not common to any kind of corporate environment where you are in the office. So it's quite a different way of looking at things. So answering your question about when the business should actually start hiring, I would be talking specifically about e-commerce businesses here. So I just need to make this mark, because as I said, it's quite different. So when the e-commerce business starts, we call it stage one, where normally it's the idea, right? And and normally a business owner or someone who wants to invest in that idea starts doing everything then from investigation by himself. So that's normally where the hiring is not starting, apart from some, like tasks that could be outsourced. But then there is a stage where the business starts generating some revenue. It's not yet maybe meaningful, maybe not yet sustainable, but there is some revenue. And the tasks are going up progressively and progressively. And at this stage, this is the first point where the business owners start getting frustrated, because it's not possible anymore to do everything by themselves. That's where they normally start to think about hiring someone. And at this stage, it's very difficult to outline specific areas to bring in people. So that's normally the stage of VAs. So finding someone who can just take fires, do things, like I call and someone does this for me. Yeah. But this is the stage of the biggest frustration. And this is normal. And why? Because if you are thinking of someone who will be able to do everything, this doesn't work. This doesn't exist in the world. You can do a lot of things, but you will not be doing them professionally, right? And then another thing, that you are expecting to have someone who will be always available as a professional, but you're paying only for a couple of hours because you don't have tasks anymore to do that, right? So the person that you are hiring is actually selling you a service, not a time, not engagement. And engagement is something where the business owners, Amazon sellers, e-commerce sellers are frustrated the most. Why they are not engaged? Why they are not bringing all their soul? Why they are not engaged in the culture?
1000%. This is where I think also anybody new to entrepreneurship starts to think, I knew it. Hiring employees is like a very, very bad thing. I'm just going to go back and do everything on my own.
Yes, exactly. That's the stage of the biggest frustration.
For sure.
And I really recommend, if you have some area that you need to be done professionally, go to the agency, because at this stage, agency can help you most. Instead of looking for a person, this person, that person, running around and spending time at things you don't know how to do, and you cannot employ the full-time employee yet. Agency would be the best solution at this stage, this early stage, because agency has reputation, has already people who are working for them and can split the time between accounts and clients. So I think that would be.
As an example, let's say you're having problems, because I see this all the time. Let's say you're selling on Amazon and you need someone to keep an eye and manage your PPC ads, as an example. A lot of people go through the usual channels of Fiverr and Upwork, and they employ a virtual assistant. There's nothing wrong with that, but you're giving a task to somebody who is not that's not what their normal job, maybe credentials, if that's the correct word, or they're not really exactly, you're giving basically the job to the wrong person. And that's when you're going to get bad results, and you're going to think it's the person. It's not the person. The person was obviously fantastic, but you just gave them the wrong task. This is what you mean by just go to a professional, as you know, to follow the example, a PPC ad agency that can do that professional problem and fix that problem or manage that part of your business 100%.
Exactly. Yes. So, but then this stage is over. Let's say an owner recovered and went further. So then we come to a stage where a business starts generating meaningful and sustainable revenue. The key here is that the revenue is sustainable and meaningful. And that's the time where you should really start focusing on people, because the success of any business is the people who are building those businesses. It's just the fact. And it's not the owner, it's not the idea. It is always about people. At first stage, yes, the idea could work, but then if you cannot sustain it with the talented professionals doing their job, it's not just possible. So that's the time where you need to clearly outline what's the expertise that you need for the long haul, and start bringing those talents that are better than you as employees. So and we meet a lot with sellers at this exact stage, where they start thinking first about technical things. Okay, like PPC, as you mentioned, is something that comes first to mind. Then supply chain, for example. This is where Amazon sellers specifically are struggling the most, because they need professionals. They are not able to handle all the sales anymore in order not to run out of stock and such. So this is the stage where we can help to outline these expertise areas that are the first need that you need to hire, and find those professionals who've been dealing with that for quite some time, are successful. And this is the stage where you start building your culture as a company. You're a company, you're not a startup in the first stage anymore. So I think this is where the biggest issue here is actually finding those professionals, those skilled professionals. And of course, the approach here would be in deep understanding, what do you need exactly, understanding your long-term goal, understanding the gaps that you have so far with your business, understanding the function that corresponds to a goal. For example, a business owner is struggling with decreasing ad spend. And everything that they have in mind is, I need to cut the ad spend. I need to cut the ad spend. So this is the goal that occupies, but there should be a strategy behind, and there should be a function behind. A professional advertising manager that is able to understand what's the take-us, what's the goal for your business. Is it generating more revenue? Is it generating more profit? How can we approach? How we distribute the campaign between the products, and so on. The same goes with product development, for example. It depends definitely on the niche, but being able to give that product that customers are looking for is an art, right? At first stage, the owner can do it himself, but then there is a negotiation process behind. So who do you need? Do you need someone to research the product? Do you need someone to negotiate the price? Do you need someone to be able to deal with suppliers? It's quite a different function, right? So understanding your goal and understanding the function that is behind is the biggest struggle at this stage, I would say.
Before I continue with many more questions and a lot of insight from Anna and Oksana, again, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave us a comment in the comment section below. If you do all three, then you will be eligible to win a one-on-one consultation call with me, where we talk about everything related to Amazon, and of course, some valuable prizes from ScaleJet. Let's continue. I think it's also the fact that, like in anything, when you're inside of your business, it's so hard to try to see those things and to make those decisions. That's why you always need outside help. The same thing like when you are in a relationship and you're having problem with that relationship, and somebody like a friend or a family member gives you advice, and the advice is so obvious to you, but it's just like a problem that you're not able to fix because it's so emotional. Like building a business is like very emotional for a lot of us. So you don't know how to properly figure it out. And that's why you need outside help. And the great thing about you, Oksana and Anna, is the fact that, and this is very rare, by the way, you understand what e-commerce is. Like it's very hard when you want to work with someone, any type of company, and you have to explain to them what e-commerce is and what Amazon is and all of that, because it is a very new type of structure. So that's I'm very happy that you have this company, because you're helping us scale our businesses properly. So thank you so much for that. Let me ask Anna a question. So Anna, as you know, because we've spoken about this, me and you, a lot of people feel, especially when, like Oksana said, when they get to level 2 or step number 2 in their business, they feel maybe a little bit intimidated with getting somebody on full time, because you're taking somebody and you're taking responsibility for somebody's salary, taking care of them. So it's not always an easy thing to do. But with that being said, what do you think are some practices for someone who's looking to employ a team member, so that you can eliminate maybe making a mistake or maybe employing the wrong person for the right position?
I would recommend, we would recommend to hire, right, for actually any position, anytime, for any company, but it applies for our case the most because we are talking about e-commerce today. There's such a popular book in the world called Always Start with Why.
Yeah.
It applies here as well.
Yeah.
First, start with why. Like, why do you want to do it? Why do you need it? What is the real cause of you starting thinking even about it, right? What is standing behind this? So once you think that you have the reply to this question, then you need to think further. So you understand, for example, that the seller would think, I need an account manager, Amazon account manager, right? Why do you need? Well, because I don't have enough time in order to focus on other important tasks, in order to focus on finances, in order to have some life, personal life, in order to spend it with my family, or in order to keep fit, in order to follow and be healthy. This is really important. And when you are just too involved and you don't have time, obviously, it just takes your life as well. So you understand, for example, okay, the reason is that you really want to keep some balance and start with the most time-consuming things. And account manager is really, Amazon account management is a time-consuming thing, let's be honest, right? It, of course, depends on many factors, how many SKUs you have, how many accounts you have, etc., etc. But in general, there are really a lot of technical things, that don't need strategizing a lot. And the main function of the owner of the business is to be the leader, the visionary, and and to strategize. So yeah, you understand that you're at the point that, okay, now I think personally you are in the place of this owner, and you think, okay, I'm at the point when I need to focus on my function more and to have more time for my life. Perfect. If it happened all the time, every time when people think that they need account manager, it would be so much easier for people in the world to have e-commerce businesses. Many more people would have e-commerce businesses. So yeah, but as you're saying, obvious things just are really many times obvious from outside and based on the experience. When you are new to the situation, you just don't know what's going on. You cannot see it clearly many times. And at least you just needed advice, right? Just to talk to a person who already has been to the situation and has been through it successfully, which is not less important. So yeah, you start with why always. And then when you go deeper, you also need to understand what will the main goal for this person be, right? So how will you be looking for the person? What will you be also like selling to the person, right? When you are hiring, it's not just that you are trying to pick up from the catalog of like best employees in the world. It's not,
unfortunately, it's not like that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like a two-way relationship. And you also need to sell your position to the employee that you want to hire. So once you understand why you want to do it, once you understand when you need to do it, because maybe it's really, really important to hire like as soon as possible, but maybe you can then can also think that, okay, 2 months later is also fine. So when, sorry. And then you basically create like this scorecard by which you will be evaluating all the candidates that will be going through the pipeline. So in order to hire, it's the process just as any other part of the business. You cannot be random there. You cannot just say that, oh, okay, I like this person because, okay, so they worked in this company. I like this company so much. And obviously, I need to hire the person from this company. This is a very common mistake people are making. We can tell you for sure, but this is not the best way to do it. You have to be practical here as well, right? Because you're not just gathering some picture, that you want to be showcasing for someone. You want to have a working business that is efficient and that is working and generating revenue, which is the key reason for any business to exist. So you need to create a scorecard and to outline the key tasks for this person, by which you will be evaluating their performance later as well. So it should be like 3 to 5 key responsibilities, key tasks for this person. Also, very important, since working with people does not only mean that you work with them like based on like some work questions. It's also, as you were saying before, Crystal, it's personal, right? So you deal with this person like 5 days a week. And this is already like a lot. And you want to make sure that your communication is normal, is flawless, right? The smoother your communication is, the better it is for the processes, the better it is for your business. So soft skills are super important when you are looking for the person. You don't want just a great employee that regardless of their like soft skills, but you want a great employee that fits your requirements and also fits like from the work experience and also from the soft skills side. So you want like to find a match for these two parts, like business skills and personal soft skills. So that has been a lot of information.
It's absolutely fantastic. It is a process that with your answer, Anna, it's very obvious that this is not like, you find someone, you think they're nice, you do an interview with them, and you think, yeah, that's great, let's go for it. There is a process in place that you need to follow in order to minimize employing the wrong person. Of course, there's nothing wrong with employing the wrong person. It's part of the learning process. You can just go ahead and find somebody else, that this is not a problem. But at the same time, you want to minimize having to do like the work over and over again. If you can get it right from the very first try, at least. And at the end of the day, you want to employ somebody that helps you and reduces the amount of work that you are doing, not adds more work on top of your plate. So what you are saying and the tips that you gave are fantastic. So thank you so much. Thank you for all of that. My last question, Oxana, is, go ahead.
Yeah, just also one more thing that I wanted to add. The thing is why you want to be and to have like the right process and approach in hiring is because actually the costs of a wrong hire are so high, and people don't also think about it in
and
many
the training
cases.
Obviously, because you have to train someone into your own that takes time. So imagine having to do it over and over and over again because you just don't, you're just not finding the right person for the job.
Yeah, Crystal, I just want to really tap into that because something that we are not taking into consideration is time, which is huge money from the owner's side, time from the team, time for onboarding, time for the, so this is only time. And then there are also money related to, okay, the person that is gonna be generating income, because every person in the company is an investment that should have ROI and should generate income for the company.
1000%.
So if the person is not generating 1% income from 1 million sales that are supposed to be there, just calculate that cost. And also calculate that cost from the wrong hire that the person will go to a competitor eventually. So these are, I understand these things are very frustrating at this first stage where the owners do not have experience hiring people. So we are trying to minimize those mistakes. And we have on our website a sample scorecard that you can download and use for your business if you want to do it yourself and with your team. So we want to help in that way because we feel so much for those Amazon sellers because we are the same business owners and we know what it takes.
Thank you so much, Oxana and Anna, for all these tips. Oxana, how can, obviously I'm going to leave all of your contact details and everything in the description box of this video, but normally how can somebody, contact you, get some more information?
Oh, that's very easy. We have a book a call button on a website right there. So if you wanna, the first consultation is definitely free. And even if you wanna just ask questions, even if you're not hiring right now, please go ahead and book a call. We are happy to talk and to explain and to help. And we are building long-term relationships with our clients. They are coming back years and years. So that's why I think it's going to be, first call is not going to be the last call, never. So please feel free to book that call. And also we have our profiles on LinkedIn, on the website. So any kind of contact point is quite beneficial.
Yeah. Thank you so much to Anna and Oxana for all the fantastic insight and information. I will leave all of the information of ScaleJet and all of the ways that you can contact them in the description box of this video. And I'll see you in another video with more information. Bye.